on Tuesday was a game between Vanderbilt and Arkansas. Vanderbilt was a team that started 15 or 16-0, started undefeated in league play for the first few games. Arkansas has seemed to find its groove, destroyed South Carolina over the weekend, scored more than 100 points, and then played that Vanderbilt team in-house. And I went into it thinking, okay, this could be a really tight game. Well, Arkansas blew their absolute doors off. A huge win at Bud Walton Arena. We were talking yesterday with Courtney Mims, and she said, hey, I think Bud Walton could be favorable for this team. She was a little nervous about it, but 93-68, the final score. This was, I think, kind of a statement win for Arkansas in a kind of a bevy of statement wins here as they've now moved to 4-2 in SEC play.
Yeah, I just don't even know, what to make of this, because I think Arkansas is probably the most dangerous team to play after they lose a game. I mean, they're 5-0 with a couple of absolute blowouts after they lose some of these games. And I said yesterday I thought this was going to be one of the best games of the season, and it just seemed like I don't know how you can't get up for a game after you've lost the last two.
Right.
That just doesn't really make sense to me. It never seemed like Vanderbilt had a chance in this game. I think they were down by 31 at one point.
Right.
31.
And I don't know if all that had to do with just the arena and just the Bud Walton. And there's a quick turn between those Saturday games and those Tuesday games. And I one of the things that I said yesterday, one of the reasons why I really liked Arkansas was the fact that they were undefeated at home.
Yeah.
In that matchup. They're now 12-0 at home. 6 players in double figures led by the sensation Darius Acuff, and then 17 points there. They won that rebound battle by 12, opened the game on an 18-4 run. As you mentioned, that 31-point lead there at one point for this team. And I sense that, I don't know if it's panic time for Mark Byington and company. I just don't know if I've been pushing pause on this Vanderbilt group to say that they're the elite of the SEC for a while, and this game makes me reconfirm that, hey, let me pause on thinking that this team, they lost 2 games, they're going to be out. They won't be the highest ranked team next week when the polls come out.
Yep.
It just feels like to me that there needs to be some recalibration there in Nashville.
Well, and I think Corey Curtis said it best. We don't know what this team looks like when Tyler Tanner does not have a good night, and I don't think he had a good night by any means. I think Tyler Nickel was their leading scorer with 17 points. So it's just a little bit confusing right now for Vanderbilt. And you definitely can't press the panic button just yet, because even though you lost your third game, you're still 16-3.
Right.
As long as you win most of your games the rest of the way, you should make the tournament. I think the only thing that they're playing for right now is just seeding. But I mean, if you kind of let these small wounds, so to speak, I mean, if you start to let them become bigger than they actually are, then you might need to start hitting the panic button, because you can't let the Texas loss affect the next game, which it looks like it kind of did.
Right.
And then you cannot let the Florida loss affect you the next game, which it definitely looked like it did against Arkansas.
Yeah.
So it's just a little bit confusing right now for this Vanderbilt team, but you gotta give Arkansas credit. And then Trayvon Brazile with a double-double against the Commodores last night.
They're number 5 right now in KenPom as far as the offensive rating, number 21 team overall. So that's what the advanced metrics would tell you. Coach John Calipari's group now 14-5 overall. We heard from Coach Cal after the game.
I don't know what to tell you. Why? Do we get arrogant, win a game, play well, and then go and just act like the other team's going to lay down? Are we looking for the easiest way? I don't want to come in every day ready to play. I just wanted to, when you have a chance to being a special team, and individually you have a chance to change your life forever, and you just, I didn't feel like it today. I don't get it. I don't understand it. This team bringing DJ off the bench was for one reason. I needed to get him going. So I wanted him to be the point guard. So when he went in, he handled the ball. So he had the ball more in his hand where he could then just go play. And he did great. Started Carter to get him going. And I said to him, rebound, defend, block some shots. Don't worry about this bag over here. Leave that over there. Just do these things. It doesn't take skill. It doesn't take confidence. Go do all this, and that other stuff will happen for you. Still took a couple threes he didn't need to take. What happened when he drove it? Head on the rim. Now, why wouldn't you do that more if that's who you are, unless you want to show something out? Don't worry about showing play.
Play.
And play. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about this bag over here.
Yeah.
You can get it later.
You'll get that bag later once you take care of business. He referenced two guys, Carter Knox, 30 minutes, 16 points, 6 of 9 from the floor. You mentioned those three-pointers. He took 5 overall, made 2 of them. He also mentioned DJ Wagner came off the bench, 11 points in 16 minutes, 5 of 8 from the floor. So it does seem that Coach Calipari was able to kind of push the right button, so to speak, last night, even though he still sounds a little irritated and annoyed by it going into that matchup. For Coach Mark Byington and his group, are you at all nervous about what this run has meant for their team, or is it just kind of a blip in the radar?
No, I think this is just a blip on the radar, because if you take a look at who they played, it's a tough stretch. I've been very outspoken about how I think the Moody Center's haunted. You just can't really win there unless you're Bucky McMillan.
Right.
That was still a little bit shocking to me. But then you go and play the defending national champions at home, and that's always going to be a tough one. And then you're playing an Arkansas team that, as you saw before, they were 4-0 in games after a loss. Well, now they just made it 5-0. And
right.
I would have loved to see the point differential on games
after,
after, because it might honestly be north of 100 points.
Yeah.
Which is just absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm too worried just yet. I think we still have a lot of games left to be played. I believe there's still 12 games left on the schedule. Plenty of opportunities for you to get back on track. But now is about when you want to start peaking.
Yes.
You can have all of those bad games earlier in the year. But if you start off this year, and I saw this firsthand with Syracuse, I want to say about 12 years ago when they had Tyler Ennis. They went on this crazy 22-0 run to start the year or something like that. Just absolutely insane. And then they lost the game to Boston College. And then a week later, they lost the game to Duke. And then they ended up being second-round exit. So they went from the number 1 overall team in the country to the number 3 seed and lost in the second round. So, I mean, that just goes to show you what can happen in basketball if you aren't playing well at the right time. And we saw Arkansas last year get better as the season went on, and that's why they made a decent run.
Right. And Arkansas, when they are playing well, because as you mentioned, in the games that they are playing really well, they're blowing teams off the court.
Yeah.
But they haven't won 2 games straight in a while. They haven't lost 2 games straight in a while. But their wins, they scored 94 points, 108 points, and then last night, 93 points. A really interesting matchup, because I say interesting not on paper, because they're playing a LSU team that has 1 win in the SEC. But LSU wasn't that long ago gave Kentucky a lot of problems. They've been competitive over the last few weeks. This game, I know, is at Bud Walton Arena, so, I mean, it goes in their favor. I'd feel it'd be dangerous if it was in Baton Rouge. I just feel like this could be a dangerous game for an Arkansas team that, watches a team that they know they're better than walk into their building this weekend.
This is definitely one of those trap games, so to speak, that all these coaches like to talk about. But I will say this. I don't think LSU has a chance this weekend, because I literally watched Boogie Flan just dunk on someone last night.
Oh, I know,
just take the will out of LSU. That I don't know how you recover from that. Like, honestly, if I got dunked on, I would probably just hang my cleats up or hang my shoes up right away. I mean, there's just no coming back from that. I think this Arkansas team is going to go on a run here, and do you want to run through these next 5 games and play a nice little game of win L? Win or L?
Yeah, I like it.
So LSU.
Okay, if that game was in Baton Rouge, I would say probably sneaky game, and I might pick the upset. I might bet the upset, but because that game's at Bud Walton Arena, LSU might give them a scare, but that's a win.
Yeah, give me the win.
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
That game at Oklahoma for a long time was kind of unbeatable on their floor, especially during the non-conference. But Bama went in there and beat them. I didn't really smoke them, but Bama went in there and beat them. They're beatable now at home. As Pete Kennedy said earlier on the show, they might be an NIT team. I think Arkansas takes care of business.
Yeah, this one, I think they take care of business as well. It's one of those weird games. I mean, Oklahoma didn't really play great against South Carolina last night. Mo Wagee wasn't even in foul trouble, and he still only played like 17 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Kentucky at
They'll
home.
end off the month against Kentucky. I think This could be an interesting one because I know will they play at Rupp later on in the year? Okay, they don't play at Rupp this year. So
they played last year, right?
Yeah, they played at Rupp last year. So I thought this might be a game where Cal would have to go back to his old stomping grounds. This game will be a little bit easier at Bud Walton, but I'm now saying that if I say that they're going to win this game, I'm now bucking the trend. The trend is they don't win a lot of 2 games, 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
I would say they slip up somewhere. This will be the slip up. I think Coach Mark Pope and company, they get the win in Fayetteville.
I don't think this is the slip up. I think the next one's the slip up. Mississippi State. They're just weird. They're just a weird team.
Strange squad.
Kind of like one of those teams that it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. But one of those teams that you could definitely see at playing spoiler in a March Madness type feel. I was going to say Ole Miss is kind of that team up until last night.
Yeah.
But I think that's the one slip up I see on this because they should handle LSU both times.
Absolutely. And then right before Valentine's Day, they got that game at LSU.
Yeah.
I think that game could be the slip up there.
You think that one's the slip up?
Could be.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it also kind of depends on what happens in this first game.
Right. Yeah.
It is basketball.
Set the tone. Right.
It is basketball. I know LSU isn't really where they thought they would be. I believe they went the entirety of non-conference undefeated. I think they started 12-0, and then the slip up started to happen. But should be an interesting one.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.